Hey guys, as promised, I'm gonna be making longer videos during my breaks, and I'm at lunch right now. I clocked out like 5 minutes later because I was like doing cardboard. But other than that, man, so yeah, as you can tell, I do work for Walmart. Um, and if you've like looked at all my past and previous videos, I haven't done that yet, but like, before the year ends, I'm gonna like look back and see um how I even got here, like this year feels like a hallucination. It feels like a blur. Um, so how I got this Walmart job was that I was playing Pokemon Go at the park one day. I was playing this game. They got a Christmas event right now. They got Spheals. I love Spheals. Um, I gotta catch this Shudowudo before it leaves. It's gonna leave. I had that thing like. Let's see if we catch it. So basically, I was playing this game at the park, and I caught it. And I got a phone call saying, hey, do you want to come for an interview for Meat in Delhi? And I was like, oh, sure. Okay, so, and what I thought this job was I thought I was going to be in the room cutting meat. But what I ended up doing was produce. And that's like, you're basically just stocking produce. And, it's easy. It's simple. Very grateful for the job, but we're gonna get into the bad side of just working. But yeah, I'm grateful to be here. But what I'm gonna talk about is that they could fire me. I don't give a if they fire me. So right now I live with my parents. I don't pay rent. If I was paying rent, I would take this job seriously, but just I don't anymore. I just don't. They could fire me and I wouldn't care. Because I know that like I would rather be doing other things other than just clocking in and out. But so if you've been following my vlogs, I have been documenting, I've been making like shorts after work, on how my life's been going. And I've explained that I applied for an apartment, and during this time I bought renter's insurance. I was packing, I was getting my stuff ready. All my stuff's in boxes right now, and they didn't approve me. And the reason they didn't approve me is because I work for Walmart and I don't make enough money. And so far I was aware of, if you were in the middle, if you're just in America, I'm from America. If you're someone who's just working, just doing the right thing, clocking in and out, working a job, that's not enough. That is not enough. We are at a point where having roommates is completely normalized. You can't, like, I'm willing to pay more for an apartment, but they require you to make a lot more money. And that is why I got denied. And just the fact that, having to, just have a place to stay feels illegal. Even if you have a job and you make enough just to pay rent, like that's not enough in America anymore. That's just not enough. And now I really understand that why we have this problem of homelessness and why it's not going to get fixed anytime soon. It just doesn't. I mean, it's been like this, and now I understand in person, in full experience, why things are the way they are. And so in my family, I've been the guy that's been had a job. I used to work for Amazon. I used to work for Target, and Amazon has taken years out of my life, has taken my health. I am not the same person anymore. I used to do marathons. I used to run ultra marathons, and now I don't anymore. You can tell. And I just don't have the health for it. There's like something that just happened to me while I was like working, night shifts at Amazon. So this entire year has been this mix of healing and trying to figure myself out. Actually, no. So if you look at my old videos, it was just me struggling to get a job. It was talking about me applying for a job. I was saying, okay, I got a job interview at Jersey Mike's. That didn't happen. I didn't get the job. And I got this Walmart job because one day I was playing Pokemon Go. I just showed you guys. Did I? Got the Sudowoodo. Man, look at that. So I was playing Pokemon Go at the park. I answered the phone call, and this lady said, we got a spot for meat in Delhi. And this was after the whole Jersey Mike's job interview, the group interview. At Jersey Mike's we did like this group orientation interview, and basically it was this type of thing where they polled people. I guess they didn't pick me, but I guess God had his hand on that. So I get this phone call at the park, and it was from Walmart, Moreno Beach. I didn't expect it to be this Walmart. I wanted the Canyon Springs Walmart. That's the Walmart that's like next to the mall. It's next to like Target I used to work at, and so they asked for meat in Delhi. I expected it to be like I'm gonna be like slicing meat, but what I'm doing right now is I'm in produce and meat. But I'm not doing the meat part yet. I'm just doing the veggies part, which is great, man. It's great. But my coworkers are great. But I do kind of like have trust issues. Like my coworkers are great. They're great. I love them. They are better than the previous coworkers I've had. My God, and the previous team leads I've had, because I used to work at Target, man. And yeah, it's my life is a lot less suffering than it used to be, but obviously I am just at rock bottom. I do feel a lot healthier. I am not that worried about my health anymore. In fact, I'm more grateful just to be alive. I'm just grateful, all right? I'm grateful. Absolutely grateful. And the only thing I'm grateful for is to be alive. But life to me feels like it feels rigged. It feels rigged. So I do follow a lot of like red pill people. I follow a lot of spiritual people on YouTube and TikTok, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of my followers have like found me through comments I've left on like other people's like pages. And I feel like I'm just seeing the world differently than I used to. And with what I've experienced, I feel like everything feels so rigged, dude. I literally just got denied an apartment. And yeah, now I see how difficult things are, man. But I didn't give up on the apartment thing. I still plan on moving out. But right now it's just what's more important. I gotta charge my stuff, dude. I don't want to waste any time. So what's really more important to me is my health, man. I don't feel the same as I did like years ago, but I'm starting to feel better. I've been taking moringa. I've been taking veggie supplements, and that's helped, man. That's helped. Oh God. So I have a auto catcher. I don't play Pokemon Go like directly. I would rather have like the auto catchers on. I don't recommend you guys play Pokemon Go directly. So working for Walmart, it really is a blessing, man. It's just it's so unfortunate, man. And they're paying $17 an hour, man. So when I first entered the workforce, I was working for Amazon, and they were paying $10 an hour, and that was when I was really going hard. That's when I had my youth, and I was working hard, and I was working long hours. And long story short, like I had to resign for health problems. Again, the main theme of my life is just health problems and having to like battle these sudden symptoms. I don't even know what they are, man. It's just it's like there's like a phase in my life each time where I'm like dealing with something I can't even explain. But back then I remember I was so tired, I was so weak, I couldn't get myself out of bed. I had to use willpower. I couldn't drive back then. I didn't have a car back then. I didn't have my license back then. It was this thing where I would either run or walk to work, or my mom would drop me off. And fast forward, I ran away from home. I flew to Kauai. I lived in Kauai for 8 months. I worked for Home Depot there. Um, that was $12 an hour, and long story short, man. While I was in Kauai working this 12-hour, $12 an hour job, they raised Amazon raised their wages to 15. Like everything in California was like 15 while I was in Hawaii, I was like doing a lot less. So again, my life feels like it's just lessons. So and then I come back home, and then I finally, it takes like 2 years to just get my license, and my dad just gives me my brother's old car. My dad basically prioritized my other brothers over me. I had to figure everything out on my own. So it's pretty obvious, why I wanna like move out of my parents' house, man. My parents just don't love me. They never did. And they didn't want me to get my license. The moment I did get my license, they were like, fuck you. You have to pay your own insurance. And they were paying my brother's insurance, my brother's car insurance. And he doesn't drive. He stays in his room all the time. And they were still paying my other brother's insurance. And, just because I showed competence, just because I worked, they were like, fuck you. You have money. Go pay for it. So basically, and my dad did not want to teach me how to drive. I had to pay for an instructor every time he got so I had a permit. And you need someone with a license to ride with you. And my dad would always cross his arms, like, why the fuck do I have to like be here? And it's like, so basically I had parents that just did not want to raise me. I had to figure out everything on my own. So everything around me, I had to figure out and work for it on my own. So this year, in terms of family, I was basically ganged up on. It is why I have real trust issues, and why I'm more aware of, just human nature in general. I'm a good guy. I don't do anything wrong. I don't hurt people. I'm just a guy that works, and I just play Pokemon, and I come home, I do what I have to do, and I make videos, and that's about it, man. I'm just a normal guy. That happens. I don't blame them. So there's no stoplight when it comes to Moreno Beaches with Walmart. That it's like every day. Now you're seeing why. But I'll leave it there. I just didn't have the support growing up. I had to figure everything out on my own. I still am, my goal for myself is independence, but I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy where I am, because a lot of things I thought were forever in my life turned out to not be forever. I got laid off of Amazon. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy where I am right now with this job. They could lay me off. They could replace me with an AI if they have to, if they want to, at their whim. That's just life, man. Everyone is being replaced by AI, and it's like people can't even like afford rent. And I myself was denied the ability to pay rent. So these future generations are being robbed, and I'm starting to actually see it and experience it. They're just, the middle class, no one cares about the middle class in America. The middle class is screwed. You either don't play the game, or you completely beat the game. You cheat. You play the system. Or okay, you're either not playing the game, you're either playing the system, or you figured it out. You're like the Tate. But the Tate Bros. I love the Tate Bros. Other than that, man, 15 minutes is up. I got 30 minutes of lunch left, and I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys like these long videos.